Hello, everybody. This is Dave Wallace coming to you from my backyard here in Waihawa, Hawaii. And welcome to my Monday Talk Story Time, this time on Monday. Okay. Anyway, welcome. Today, I'd like to share with you the importance of dreams in my life. Just to fill you in, my family, we believe in the importance of dreams, especially dreams that occur early in the morning. And I spent a lifetime making decisions and based on dreams that I had. And this particular dream that I had that I'm going to share with you um, goes back almost 20 years. And it's in 20 years in the making. And during that 20 years since receiving the dream, I was looking for different ways to make this dream a reality. And this is what the dream was. In a dream, I saw myself in a large room in a home or someplace. And for me, as I looked around, it was a white room, white wall, large room, and I was sitting at a circular table. And as I looked straight ahead of me, I saw a wall of books. And these books uh, went from the ground all the way up to the ceiling and went to far left of me to the wall and to the right where it stopped, and there was a hallway leading out of the room. So I was sitting there and looking at the books and just staring at it, and I was curious about these books, and so I went up and started looking at the titles, and I tell you, had titles of all kinds of different things. Instructional books on how to do different things, gardening, cooking, um, fiction, nonfiction, books about different people that look really interesting. So I pulled one of the books out, and I could see the titles really clearly. And so I pulled out one and I opened up the book and looking, who wrote this? And when I opened up the book and looked inside, there's my name. And I kept the book. I said, and it was small. It wasn't this large book or a novel or anything, but it was small. And so I look at the book and I said, I wrote this. So I closed the book and put it back in the shelf, and I grabbed another book down the way, and I opened up, and same thing. There's my name in it. I'm looking at them. All of these books are books that I wrote, or at least I produced it or created it somehow. And I'm looking at my head, and I'm scratching my head. And at the time, I was writing, but nothing was really being published. Nobody really wanted to, accept my book proposals that I was sending into different publishers. So I kind of was amazed because all of these books, I mean, there were thousands, and all these real short books. And at the time, I couldn't understand how I could create this as a reality. The second part of the dream, as I finished looking at the books, is where I ran into a wall that was filled with lottery tickets, and these lottery tickets were for um, many different lotteries that I played. I had the California Fantasy Five, the Powerball, the Mega Million, and in frames, I had these tickets that had won this tremendous amount of money. I mean, it's just mind-boggling the amount of wins that I had, and they were all on this wall. And again, it stretched all along the side, and these winning tickets were from the from the bottom of near the floor up until the ceiling, and it covered an entire portion of the wall. And as I continued to look around, I saw a glass display case, and in this glass display case, there were many different artifacts. There were bowls, there were Indian artifacts, Native American Indian artifacts, carvings, different ornaments and different things, stone implements, and there were pictures with me with different people from multiple cultures taking pictures, and I recognize some of them, and some of them I don't know who they are. But it was a big glass display case of memories, and so when I as I walked through this room, I was amazed and stuff, and I was wondering why would somebody create all of these things, all of these different things in a home, and I don't know who owns this home. And so I came walking out of the room down the long hallway, and as I exited the room and stuff, there were people over there, and there was a party, and I was surprised to have all these people there, and they coming up to me, "Hey, Dave, oh, congratulations on the release of your new book." And really? Oh, okay. I wrote something that somebody excited about. So as I turned to one of the guests, I says, "Whose house is this?" And they look at me like I was joking, and I says, "Bro, this is your house. You don't even recognize your own house." And I looked around and I said, "I own this." And it was a big, beautiful home. I two-story. We were down on the bottom, and there was a nice stairway leading up to the top. And this place was just beautiful, beautiful place. But I didn't feel comfortable with the guests, so I walked back into the room where there were, my books and my uh, memories, I guess. And I just stayed in there until I woke up in my dream. And in this dream and stuff, again, I had this almost 20 years ago when I first met Elle. And I told her about the dream, and it's something that I've been trying to develop and find ways to accomplish this. So I've been playing the lottery ever since that time. And I had several attempts in writing. In fact, in the last 4 years, I released two books. Okay, one was The Journey of Our Souls, which was released in 2020, and my most recent book, which looks like the type of books that was all along the shelf, was smaller books. This one is only 77 pages long, and this one is called Picking Winners and using AirV to forecast sports. So that's my most recent book. And these books that were on the shelf look very similar to the ones that I created. So I know I'm on the right path. And just recently, I was introduced to a program that teaches me how to produce and publish um, ebooks on Kindle. And I've been doing my research on that and collecting the genres in which I may be interested in. And these genres have to meet certain criteria for me to enter. What I don't want is to enter a genre that is over competitive and it would be very difficult to break in, or writing a story in a genre that's not popular, that's nobody's buying. So the idea behind creating these books and creating these things are creating books that people want to read. Okay, and because if they want to read, they will be download it and sharing with their friends, and uh, people will be purchasing the book if they're interested in. And some of the books, the two books that I created, is very specific as far as who the intended audience is. In fact, my last book that I released was the only people that may be interested in buying this book are people that know how to remote view, or know anything about associative remote viewing, and they're trying to improve their skills in that. So it's a very small market, narrow. Okay, so that's an issue. So in this type of business, I guess, is I'm entering a publishing business. What I'm doing is trying to find a genre that people are actually reading and purchasing material. And what I want to do is create stories or books that people in these genres would enjoy reading. And I'm interested in creating quality things. Everything I put my name on or my support on and stuff, I do so because I know it's quality, and that's what I want to present to to people. So in the next few coming months, especially over the period of the next 6 months, I'll be posting different ideas that I may want to uh, run through with you and ask for your suggestions. And especially picking titles and book covers design is very important, because if your title or your book cover don't grab attention of the reader, they'll never look at it. Okay, and that's an error I made with my second book, Picking Winners. It looks so bland. So again, I'm learning. Okay, and hopefully this new um, process that I've decided to enter will create this vision that I had of thousands, literally thousands of books that I create, and I'm proud of, and it's going to be part of my legacy. And the interesting thing about it is that this big house that I was in, okay, and this is something that I've been discussing with my wife Elle for quite some time. The order in which these things occurred is what I really feel that is the order I need to follow to be successful, so I can have that big house. Okay, and the first thing that appeared in my dream was getting these books out. That's a vehicle. And after I put the books out, then the lottery comes. Okay, and I've had success in the lottery in the past, but the type of success that you're talking about is consistent winnings. I'm not there yet. Okay, so but it will come after I, you know, at least begin the process or halfway through the process of getting thousands of books published. And there are different ways to do that. Okay, and not all of the writing going to be done by me, and I'll be sharing with you folks a pen name. So if you folks want to be included in my mail list, the types of books that I'm going to be writing is going to be very interesting. And if you want to cocoa or help in making my books the bestsellers, okay, I'll let you folks know when the release dates. And in order to qualify for bestsellers for any of the books, you're given 24 hours. You're given 24 hours to for people to buy X amount of books. So there's going to be a lot of pre-orders before the book is released to make sure that we get close to that. Okay. So anyway, that's my dream, and that's a dream that I'm pursuing. And if any of you have dreams like that and stuff, you know, I'm older now. I wish I knew these things earlier in life, but I had to develop into the person I am today in order to be in a position where I can create the books and I can also go after the lottery. And right now, I have the skills to do both. Anyway, so this is Talk Story Time, and until Friday I'll be posting for the Powerball and see how it goes. The numbers are kind of funky today, but hey, that's part of the game. Okay, until Friday, and this is Dave Wallace coming to you from Waiwa, Hawaii, saying aloha.